He just implicated YSL being a gang. So now his fat ass is home, right? All the people who's locked up, like Jeffrey, like Young Thug, now he can't go with that defense.
The state, the judge, whoever is there to incriminate you, my man was there. He's there. We did it. Why? Because I said, yes, I'm guilty. Give me my time.
What's good, Rizzle fam? Looks like the news of Gunna taking a plea deal got around to 6ix9ine, and he has some choice words to say. 6ix9ine really went off on Gunna for doing the entire YSL dirty. Gunna leaving jail on a plea deal caused a whole tsunami of comments to erupt all over social media. Even people outside of the hip-hop community are getting involved too at this point. Not just the ones who are expected to intervene. But the first one in line who really had something to say was Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi has first-hand experience with not only being labeled a snitch by literally everybody, but he also been in jail himself. Say what you want about him, but he's definitely allowed to speak on this topic. He hopped on multiple platforms once he found out about the whole Gunna situation, and he just lost his temper with this one. Tekashi's seriously pissed. Many believe that he's got a very strong point for calling Gunna a snitch. In case you didn't know, Gunna walked out of Fulton County a free man. His entourage and the media waited for him to come out for a moment, but when he did not give any statements, nor did he talk to anyone. It's been 7 months since the RICO charges came in for Young Thug, Gunna, and the rest of the YSL gang has been locked up since May. Now, one of them is out. See, Gunna took a plea deal, and that's why he was released from prison. Gunna and his legal team decided to take the Alford plea, which states that Gunna realizes that it's in his best interest to plead guilty to the charges. Gunna was sentenced to 5 years, but they took one out because he's been arrested since May, so the 4-year sentence left will reportedly be suspended, and Gunna will serve that rest of the time basically in the form of community service, 500 hours to be exact. All that doesn't seem so bad for Gunna, given the fact that he was supposed to be in for way longer. So what's the deal? As you suspect already, Gunna had to do something to free himself. And he did. He admitted to a lot of things, actually. This is how the court hearing went.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
In an attempt to make the situation look less bad, Gunna also gave a statement to WSB-TV, the only media outlet that had formal access to the courthouse at the time. This is what he had to say about his previously made statement. While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way. After you hear this statement in court, and compared to what he had to say to the media, you can quickly see that things don't add up. There's some contradiction in what Gunna is saying, and that's got a lot of unwanted attention toward him. There's a lot to be said about the implication to Gunna's plea, as well as his statement. Some are just happy to see him home, while others quickly labeled him a snitch. The YSL Records official page posted a photo with Gunna out, and their fans were happy to see it. Fans in the comments wrote, "Everybody else need to come home. Free YSL." Another one said, "Free the rest." But on the other side, you got Tekashi 6ix9ine, who came on with a comment of his own. He pulled up the same video of Gunna in court and wrote it in caption, "Judge, you aware YSL's a gang, correct? Fat ass Gunna. Yes, ma'am. Judge, only you and Jeffrey are in the car and the police find a handgun and drugs. This didn't belong to you, correct? Fat ass Gunna. Yes, ma'am." Finally, he added this to wrap things up. "Go ahead and make your million excuses. I'll stand on whatever I do or did. That's why I'm still walking on this earth, and nothing ever happens to me. I am him. Real dude getting shot and kicked in their face can't be me." It's clear as day how Tekashi feels about Gunna and what he did last week in order to get out of jail. Gunna is a snitch in his eyes, and there's no person in the world who could tell him otherwise. This Instagram post was only the beginning of Tekashi speaking on Gunna. Whack 100 held a convo in Clubhouse, and Tekashi was one of his guests. He specifically called him up in order to discuss the Gunna situation, and perhaps put things into perspective for the audience to hear. That is exactly what Tekashi did only minutes after he hopped on the call. According to him, Gunna messed up real bad, and the very little defense that Young Thug had to rely on in court could be gone now. Tekashi said,
The state, the judge, whoever is there to incriminate you, my man was there. He's there. We did it. Why? Because I said, yes, I'm guilty. Give me my time.
Seeing just how interested in this topic Tekashi 6ix9ine was, DJ Academics wasted no time in arranging a show with him. He called him up and asked him if he would be interested to talk about the Gunna situation, and Tekashi agreed. Tekashi now for the third time said his opinion loud and clear. This time, he completely went off on Gunna.
The judge said YSL is a gang and a record label. YSL committed crimes of the gang to whatever. Is that correct, Mr. Kitchens? What did he say?
Yes, ma'am.
So he just implicated YSL being a gang. So now his fat ass is home, right? All the people who's locked up, like Jeffrey, like Young Thug, now he can't go with that defense.
Tekashi spoke honestly about what he thinks the future of YSL and Gunna is, and he didn't hold back as he was doing it. This is what people resonated with, and it's no surprise of quite a few folks. 6ix9ine actually has people backing him up. His reasoning is solid. I've never been a 6ix9ine fan, but he's got a point. Let's be honest, the real reason why Gunna is somewhat getting a pass on the snitching accusations is because we all genuinely rock with him and his music. Any other artist that we don't really care about would have been canceled immediately. And he earned another supporter who said, if Gunna told the judge that YSL is a gang, that's not helping Thug. That in itself is undeniably snitching. What else would you call it? You might be compelled to take Tekashi's side too. Looks like he's right about Gunna. He's been through some stuff like this, and he's got experience with court cases that imply telling on your homies. It's inevitable that the prosecutors will use everything in their power to make a strong case based on true evidence against Young Thug and YSL. They've been pushing it real hard ever since the very beginning. However, the YSL boys are paying good money to their legal team, and if they make a good defense in court, who knows what might happen. When it comes to legal matters, there's no street code involved. It's only facts. Plus, Thugger's case might be looking up after all. Just a few days ago, his legal team managed to convince the judge to drop some evidence in this case. Young Thug was seeking to exclude evidence that was taken from his phones during a search of his home in 2015. The judge tossed the charges stemming from the raid, ruling the search as they were unconstitutional. This comes as some much needed good news to all the YSL and Young Thug fans out there who want to see Slime walk out free. He's a long way from winning the case, but it's certainly a step in the right direction. Regardless, the prosecutor still has hella evidence stacked up against the YSL crew. They collected evidence for 20 plus members of the gang and are ready to use it all. Plus, even if Gunna didn't snitch, you still have plenty of other members who might be ready to talk if they're pressed by the prosecutors. Not everyone is willing to sacrifice their life for the greater good of the collective. Even if just one person talks, it could be enough to keep Thugger behind bars. But what y'all think about this situation? Is 6ix9ine spitting facts here? Leave your comments down